When I stood before the citizens of Houston in January in my second inaugural address, I laid out a vision for what was going to happen in the city of Houston this year. And the number one item on my agenda was making a difference with homelessness in the city of Houston. There's not a lot of magic in how you deal with homelessness. People who are homeless need homes. Now, that's easier said than done, unfortunately, but it's a fairly simple equation. People who are homeless need homes, and they need help to be connected to those homes, and they need help to stay in those homes. We set out to assemble all of the different elements, all the pieces, the different organizations and entities across the city of Houston who could help with this equation. I reached out to the federal agencies, to HUD, to Veterans Affairs, but I also linked with local organizations. I looked at what other cities around the country have done that stand out in tackling homelessness and making a difference. We are blessed in the greater Houston area to have one of the largest veterans populations in the United States. That's the good news. The downside of that means that a significant portion of our homeless population is veterans. My dad was a veteran. My uncles were veterans. I know the sacrifices they made for our country, and I know how important it is to make sure that our veterans are treated with respect and dignity. What better place to start in piloting how we are going to tackle issues of homelessness in the city than with our veterans? We're here today to celebrate a major accomplishment. We took part in a challenge with some other cities with the goal of housing 100 veterans, chronically homeless veterans, in 100 days. We launched it in May as a pilot project, and today we are here to announce the successful completion of that pilot. Houston is one of only 3 cities that took this challenge that actually accomplished the goal. We were able to place 101 chronically homeless veterans in 100 days. The Villas at Winkler, where we are today, is currently home to 13 formerly homeless vets, 4 of whom were placed here during the 100 in 100 program. They are Mr. Elvin Black, Mr. Alvin Gill, Mr. Robert Harris, and Mr. Willie Jefferson. There's no excuse for anyone in America, the richest country in the world, to be living on the streets. But there is absolutely no excuse for us allowing our veterans who risk their lives to protect us to end up on the streets, if there is anything possible for us to change that. 100 in 100 days was meant to serve as, I said, a pilot for a larger program. And so we have already had to change the name of the program since it's ongoing. It's not 100 in 100 days, it is Housing Houston's Heroes, the first 100 days. And ongoing, it will be Housing Houston's Heroes. 101 out of 148 veterans, or 68% of the placements through our housing voucher leases since the program started, were to veterans identified as chronically homeless. So we have been reaching out not just to the identified chronically homeless population, but also homeless veterans who are new to the streets or who are in marginal living situations. We actually have a population that we consider sheltered homeless, the couch surfers, people who find temporary shelter but don't have permanent homes as well. But very proud to reach our 100 and 100 in the first 100 days of our Housing Houston's Heroes. This 68% in this pilot of housing chronically homeless is 22% greater than our success rate prior to this initiative. So we know it works. That's a 300% increase. We take what works, and we're going to build on it. I want to thank the following organizations that make up Housing Houston's Heroes. As I said, we worked at the federal level, U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. We worked, obviously, at the city level, Houston Housing Authority, the City of Houston Office of Veterans Affairs, the City of Houston Housing and Community Development Department, and Houston Police Department's Homeless Outreach Team. We worked with Harris County, the Harris County Housing Authority, the Harris County Community Services Department, Coalition for the Homeless of Houston and Harris County, Career and Recovery Resources, Inc., Catholic Charities, Cloudbreak Communities, Goodwill Industries of Houston, MHMRA of Harris County, Neighborhood Centers, Search, the Housing Corporation of Greater Houston, U.S. Vets, and a number of vendor partners. This was a collaboration that we believe in the next few years will become a model for other cities. Just as we looked around the country to say what's working now, we hope that other cities will turn to us in the future and say, we've taken it to another level.